come on, let's get on with this walk. So that's handy, because I thought we might have to walk down the road, but there's a nice footpath literally across the road from the entrance. Hang a right, and away we go. About rolling. Right, we are here, look. And you can see how close to the cliff edge we are. I mentioned about erosion earlier, it didn't look too bad up where we were, but this part of Dunwich has been eroding away for hundreds of years. In 1250, Dunwich was one of the largest ports in England with a population of 4,000 people. It was a trading port, a religious centre, and also a borough with a royal charter, but its influence extended throughout East Anglia and beyond. Today, however, Dunwich has barely 100 people on the electoral roll and fewer than 50 permanent residents. Since Roman times, the sea has claimed more than 2 kilometres of coastline and reduced a great port to a tiny fishing village. These pictures tell the tale. So legend has it there are up to 12 churches buried beneath the water just off the beach in the sea. And on a stormy night, so the legend goes, you can hear the bells of the churches ringing in the waves.
Right, this is the last grave.
Ah, interesting.
This is the last surviving gravestone from the churchyard of the medieval Church of All Saints, which lay about 40 metres to the east of this spot. All bones still occasionally weather out the cliff face. The church was disused in 1758 and fell over the eroding cliff between 1904 and 1920. The last tower buttress was dismantled and rebuilt in the present churchyard of St James Church. The gravestone reads in memory of Jacob Forster, who departed the life March 12, 1796, aged 38 years. And here's his gravestone.
Wow, that's incredible.
If you can zoom in, you'll see his name on there. Just.
Right, we've reached the end of the footpath. We're now at Dunwich Village. And look what I spy over there, Elaine. Yeah, round to the right where you are to the beach. The ship pub there and post office, and then past those to the left will be the church. So we can head round there shortly. Do you want to walk down to the beach, or do you want to go to the pub first? We can get a drink. Just see if I can get a pint of Adnams Ghost Ship. When you think that this is it, this street here is the village, and this was once a town or port second only to London in the UK. But it's all in the sea, apart from this. Yeah. Yeah, that front bar, sure. Oh yes, good old Adnams Ghost Ship. For me, the best beer in the land. I had a couple of beers in here, and we came back on the Friday night and we had a lovely meal with all people. Trev and Sue from Poshcat's Camping. They just happened to be staying at Cliff House Holiday Park as well. We didn't know they were going to be there. We managed to meet up, had a good old walk and a good old chin wag and a lovely meal back at the ship.
What are you doing then, Sue?
Looking at my food.
Yeah, all right. What you got?
Roasted cauliflower. With
Roast
kale.
cauliflower with kale.
Kale and a satay sauce.
Bit posh for me. Yeah. Helen?
I have Suffolk chicken with butternut squash and roasted Brussels sprout tops.
Chicken with a Suffolk accent.
Yeah.
Dave?
Well, I've gone down the same route as Helen, but I'm a bit jealous because I think she's got a slightly larger portion.
A
than
bigger
me.
chicken, do you
I
think?
don't think that's fair.
Yeah, there you go.
Not equal, but I'm much jealous of yours actually.
Well, most pork belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, pork belly is based on my belly, I think. There it is. Oh, by the way, thanks for the Poshcats camping goodies. I've got stickers, I've got key rings, and I've got a Poshcats mug. Marvellous. I've just found the village library, which is next to the village post box. Let's have a little look in here.
Hospitals.
Okay, that's a leper chapel even. Now this is an interesting house because before we came down to Dunwich just a week or so ago, Helen was watching a horror movie called The Ghost of Winifred Meeks. And when we drove past this house on the way into Dunwich, she said, I recognise this house. It was in a horror film I watched last week. And I said, it's just a coincidence, you're making it up. But we investigated further, and sure enough, this was the house in the horror film. And what was even more interesting is, I know a guy who starred in the film. The things you see in Dunwich. Well, we just had a little drive to Southwold, which is not far at all from where we're staying at Cliff House Holiday Park. 5-10 minutes in the car and you're here. A regular little drive out from home for us. This it's lovely any time of year, but right now it's gorgeous. So this is an absolute first. We've never been on Southwold Pier before.
Moving heads.
Are they? Let's have a little look, see what happens here then. No smoking. It'll move when I turn the video off, which is now. Alright, there you go. Just caught it. Oh, a little coffee bar on here, a little cafe. Somewhere to have a spot of lunch. That's a clever piece of machinery, isn't it? The Under the Pier show. What goes on under the pier? That's what I want to know. Now, nice view over towards the canal with the sun in the background and the lighthouse there. Right over there in the distance, might just be able to make it out, that's Sizewell. That is south of where we're staying. So Dunwich is to the right of that. Helen's good at finding interesting things. So there's a clock. Now, is it powered by the water, do you reckon? Which is obviously powered by something else, a pump. That's clever, isn't it? Two people having a bath with a cigarette in. The clock was made in 1998 as a temporary feature about water recycling sponsored by Thames Water. So in the winter time, all the beach huts at Southwold are going to storage over here. Because if they stayed in situ on the beach, would almost certainly be washed away in the winter. Now the peninsula in the far distance over there that you can see, that's Kessingland, and just behind that is Lowestoft. There's a couple of motorhomes at the end. We've noticed a number of motorhomes do pull up on the promenade.